Hey everyone, what's up? It's Sarah and welcome back to my channel. You guys, I woke up today and I feel not great, but I feel like a brand new person. I feel probably about 50 to 75% back to my regular self, and I'm so grateful for that. I tested negative again for COVID. We tested my daughter. She tested negative. So I'm feeling much more optimistic today than I have felt in the past probably 4 to 5 days. So I'm super grateful for that. So let's talk some Robyn. Let's talk some Sister Wives. So various teasers for tonight's episode of Sister Wives have been making their way. I think there was on People, Entertainment Weekly, or Us Weekly, or rather, and it showed Robyn in rare form, and I really wanted to talk about that today. The episode is already on Discovery Plus if you have a subscription, but it will air tonight at its regular time. So I will issue a spoiler. Now, I'm just going to be talking about teasers that have already come out, but again, if you like to wait to watch the episode, this is a spoiler that we are going to be talking about content from tonight's episode. The TLDR is that Robyn is absolutely diabolical. The notion that these are Cody's rules, the notion that Cody is not one to be run of his wives is total and complete bullshit. And this just is proven in these clips and these teasers that we got this week. We saw in last week's episode her struggling to come up with explanations. We've seen now they're in different interview clothes. Before, we were seeing their interview clothes that were still from the last season. It was mostly like the first half of season 16 has really been a continuation of season 15. It's like they split it up for some reason. Who knows? Now we're getting fresh content, and Robyn is struggling to explain herself. In this video, I want to talk about how I'm really seeing how clear it is that Robyn is using not only her children, but also Meri as pawns in this manipulation to secure her spot, I don't know, as head wife, to secure her relationship with Cody as a monogamous one. And it's just really gross. If you're a loyal watcher of Sister Wives, you know that even pre-catfish, Cody and Meri's relationship has been on the outs for years. I mean, that is what ultimately led up to the catfish incident. It has been a long time since Cody has been in a romantic relationship with Meri, and it doesn't even seem like he really even likes Meri anymore. Seasons 14 and 15 were pretty brutal. It seems like their relationship just deteriorates and deteriorates. Well, it seems like this season, Meri is gaining some breadcrumbs of favor back with Cody because she is proving her loyalty, which is just so important to Cody. The first clip I want to talk about is this conversation between Meri and Robyn.
It gets frustrating. My mom calls me the Brown family scapegoat.
Well, that's got to be a hard position.
And she just kind of chuckled. She's like, Robyn, all they do is blame you for stuff. You're just their scapegoat.
But hey, at least you're part of the Brown family.
He says and does things that really make me hope sometimes. Like, oh, I need to go see Meri. Or, oh, I need to go call Meri.
Listen, he told me that we can be friends.
He said that?
And that's all.
Yeah, but that's a door open. That's
okay.
A little bit of a door open.
Robyn encouraging Meri to hold out hope is just plain cruel. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Meri has not been in a wife rotation for years, so Robyn may not know the ins and outs of the conversations that Meri and Cody have. She might not know, although I'm pretty sure she did know, that Cody told Robyn that he wasn't interested in a romantic relationship with her. But at the very least, Robyn knew that Meri wasn't in the schedule. She wasn't in the rotation. If two friends were talking about the status of Meri's marriage, they would tell her to leave. Any good friend would tell her to leave. But Robyn, not a good sister wife, not even a good friend, because Robyn needs Meri. Meri is not a romantic threat to Robyn. Cody has made it abundantly clear. This has been years in the making, that Meri is securing her space in this marriage or in this family as a non-romantic entity, baby, caregiver type person. So Robyn needs Meri as a minion, like I said, as a caregiver, as a babysitter. She needs someone to back her against the other kids and wives when she's fielding phone calls from, I don't know, speculation, Gabriel or Garrison. She needs another wife to go to bat for her. Christine and Janelle have spoken openly about their past issues with Meri, so this really makes Meri an ally to Robyn and someone that would be ideal for Robyn to align herself with. The other thing that I just found pretty funny about this conversation is that Robyn said that her mom calls her the Brown family scapegoat. I mean, her mom just obviously doesn't watch the show. And for Robyn to say that in front of Meri, who has taken the heat and the blame, especially from Mariah, for the destruction of Meri and Cody's marriage, I would argue to say that if anybody is the Brown family scapegoat in this scenario, it is more likely to be Meri than Robyn. So this just was like, come on. The next clip that made its way around social media, I saw it posted on Instagram, Twitter, Reddit, Facebook, is this clip of Robyn telling her kids about the modified Thanksgiving plans. I refuse to believe that this is a shock at all, especially to the older children, given the way that they've been living isolated for the past 9 months.
Janelle said that her household they're not able to follow those rules.
They're not able to, or they're choosing not to?
I don't know exactly, like.
I'm just worried about how it's going to make them feel. If it's going to start making them be bitter and stop, wanting to be around the family and stuff because they don't care to be around us. I'm not going to lie to her.
And it's really interesting to me that the older children just don't even second guess this at all whatsoever. We see Garrison and Gabriel be pretty independent thinkers. Mariah is a pretty independent thinker. A lot of these children are really coming into their own and discovering who they are. And that is something that at least Janelle, Meri, and Christine seem to be really proud of their kids for doing, but not Robyn. These kids toe the company line. It's, oh, they just don't. It's almost like she pre-scripted this conversation so that the kids would just echo back her talking points. The final clip I wanted to talk about was this super emotional reunion between Meri and Robyn's kids.
But they haven't really been around a lot of anybody else besides just, us, our family. So, or my part of the family. Yeah, let her in. You want to go let her in, Saul?
Yeah. Let her in?
Yep, you can touch her.
Why? Really? We can touch her. Hi, Meri. We can.
I'm just glad that this is finally happening. Group hug! I want all the group hugs. All the group hugs.
Ouch. Ow. Sorry.
Let's go back 2 weeks ago when they were having that bonfire and Cody came to Robyn and said, hey, Meri's been doing really well with isolating and social distancing and following these not rules that I haven't even made up yet. Hey, can she help wrangle all the kids while we have this barbecue? And Robyn was like, no, that'll look bad. Well, so how is it that Cody just now is allowing Meri to come over and see the kids when Cody actually suggested this a long time ago. So again, this notion of Robyn not being one to run Cody or these being all of Cody's rules is just not true. All of these kids are really emotional and really excited to see Meri, but what really struck me was especially Dayton and Saul's reaction. In general, the kids are just so ecstatic to be able to hug someone, and especially hug Meri, because Meri has been such an important part of their lives. Why would you emotionally deprive your children of a beloved mother figure, secondary mother figure, caretaker during these times, especially when she's following the rules, all because you're concerned about what it would look like? I just don't buy that at all. To sum everything up, Robyn is for sure not a scapegoat. She is a manipulator. She is manipulating Cody, and I think Cody is just too hard-headed and arrogant to even see that. He takes on Robyn's ideas and thinks that he made them up himself. I genuinely think that he probably thinks that he came up with these rules, even though he really did not. She's using Meri and her children as pawns in her ultimate goal to get her ideal family structure. And to me, I think that Robyn's ideal family structure is a monogamous romantic relationship with Cody. Meri can be there on the periphery, but she's basically just childcare and someone that Robyn can, you know, I don't know, talk shit about Cody with or something. Additionally, in these clips, Robyn talks, like when they're about to reunite with Meri, she talks about the fact that they have still been seeing her family. So they've been seeing the nanny, they've been seeing the nanny's husband, they've been seeing Robyn's family. So they're allowed to socialize, but just not with Janelle and Christine's family. Janelle and Christine have both questioned where these sets of rules were for the past 9 months. So how is it that Robyn's family, the nanny's husband, all had these rules, all were adhering to these rules, but they actually didn't exist for Janelle or Christine? This just reeks of bullshit. And this is just proved, like when they were at Meri's talking about the rules, and Meri made that joke, and then Robyn got all butthurt, and then Robyn ends up hugging Meri at the end, and she said that that's okay because God will protect her. I'm sure that Robyn acted out of instinct and out of impulse, but one would think that after 9 months of just being so super vigilant that might not be an impulse for you. It's just really not believable that Robyn and Cody are adhering to these rules inside their own home when it was even proven. And I kind of feel like Janelle did this to just highlight that all of this is BS. Janelle brings over an unwrapped gift because she can't even bother to wrap a birthday present for Robyn. I thought that was hysterical, but she brings over a package to Robyn. Robyn doesn't disinfect it. She brings it in the house. And, you know, I think a lot of us took note, like, oh, that's very interesting. Definitely let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I know we're all going to be watching tonight. It's just getting, now that we have like new interview looks, we know that this is shot much more recently than, you know, holidays 2020. So it's really interesting. We're really starting to see the full breakdown of this family, and Robyn really is struggling to save face. And it was just so gross to me to see the way that she tries to manipulate Meri, manipulate her kids. With Meri, it's like, why are you telling her to leave the door open or that there's hope when Cody is telling her that there's not? That is just cruel. That's cruel. That's being not a good sister wife. That's being not a good friend. And the way that she is posing these plans to her children, it's like her older children probably, I mean, by their powers of deduction, probably could have assumed that Thanksgiving was not going to look the same this year if they haven't spent birthdays or any other holidays with their family in the past 9 months. So for her to kind of put it as your family just doesn't care enough to be around you is really shitty. It's just really shitty. So anyways, you guys, let me know what you think down in the comments. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to my channel, follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Reality Squad, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care. Have a good one. Much love.